A money-saving site known as Coupon Codes Pro did a survey to figure out which cities in the United States are the most tourist-friendly. And what they found is extremely shocking, in my opinion. So I want to share the most welcoming cities in the world and also the least welcoming cities in the world. So they didn't just look at the United States, they actually did an international thing. And here's what they found. When it comes to the most welcoming cities in the world, New York City actually tops the list, which is insane. Number 2 is Beijing, number 2 is Toronto, number 4 is Amsterdam, number 5 is Sydney. I have been to Toronto. I haven't been to any of the other places except for New York. And this is the most outrageous thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, okay, well, I'm glad you didn't go over the top, though.
Okay. That's not even hyperbole. That was literal. No, I mean, no, that was hyperbole. But my last experience in New York makes me outraged at this list. Outraged. The last time I was in New York, I was lost by myself in the middle of the night. By myself. My phone had died. I had no way of figuring out where my hotel was. Went to a number of cab drivers. Not a single one wanted to help me out, didn't want to pull out their GPS or their phone. People who lived there didn't want to help me out. It literally took a tourist to see me crying alone to get a little bit of help. That was what I needed, like a tourist to help me. How ridiculous is that? And I know that that's a blanket statement about New York, but don't tell me New York is the most welcoming when people don't even want to look at you in the face. Please.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should fix your face.
I don't need to fix my face.
You need to fix your list. Okay. Now, look, in my experience, New York is a totally mixed bag. Sometimes you get the super rude, guy at when you're trying to buy a bagel. What next? Come on, what? God damn it, you're gonna ask me a question, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question. Just calm down, right? And then on the other hand, people that are perfectly friendly. And I remember talking to a bunch of Europeans saying, like, we thought New Yorkers were gonna be rude because of all the stereotypes, and we thought they were just really brilliant, really quite lovely. Okay, so it is a real mixed bag. You obviously had a bad experience there.
Yeah, and look, to be fair and honest, my very first experience in New York was wonderful. I came across a lot of really nice people. But I feel like the more I go there, the more I come across people who just don't have time for you. Even if you're in a lot of trouble, even if you're in turmoil and you just need a little bit of help. The cab drivers, the worst. They don't care if you're in trouble. They're not going to help you out.
Well, that part is true. So hence, I have to conclude that all these people who participated in the survey are wrong and you are right. Not because New York deserves to be at the bottom, but it's not the top.
Thank you.
Number 1 most welcoming city? Come on, get out of here, man. And by the way, have you been to like so many other, Portland? Oh. Everybody almost gives you a hug the minute you walk into the city. They're like, oh, are you from somewhere else? Oh, come on here. Let's hug it out, okay?
Thank you.
And then you'll go hug a tree together, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's no way New York's number 1.
So if you thought that was outrageous, which maybe a few of you did, when it comes to the least welcoming cities in the world, I also have a little beef. Okay,
here we go. Beef it up.
All right, so number 1 is Paris, and I can totally understand that. I mean, if you don't attempt to speak a little French in the beginning with a local there, then they kind of blow you off. Like, at least that was the experience that I had. Number 2 is London, which I don't agree with. I feel like people in London were totally warm, very helpful, no problems there. I just came back from Barcelona. That was my favorite city in Europe. And people were lovely there. Very nice, very helpful. Rome is on the list, and Tokyo is on the list as well. I haven't been to Tokyo, have been to Rome. Didn't have any problems there either.
Paris is overhyped for its rudeness, kind of like New York is overhyped for its rudeness. So have I been treated rude in Paris? Yes. Have I also been treated lovely? Of course, right? So this list, look, it's global travelers according to Coupon Codes Pro, right? They did it, and I'm sure they talked to real travelers, and that's their experience. Yeah. But to each his own. That's not the way I feel about it. I think they were pretty lovely in most of those cities.
Yeah, agreed. And look, this is just based on our opinion, man. Like, this is all our anecdotal evidence. It doesn't mean anything. But come on, don't. By the way, where's LA? LA's not on the list. LA is lovely. People are very nice in LA.
They are. The sun shines all the time. People smile in their cars in LA. You go to New York subway, you tell me that city's friendly? Okay, I love New York, but in the subway, here's the average New Yorker's face. Keep it real, man.